Okay, these are all Revo axles. The first one on the left, it's still a brand new one. And but the problem with these is this little tab here, it just doesn't hold the load, and it breaks off, and then there goes your axle. So I'm going to pan through these here, and then you're going to see a common theme here. You can see it doesn't matter which end of the axle, it tears that little tab off of there. So Traxxis Summit axle on top, and check it out. So now that little ear is gone, and it's just one plastic piece all the way around to support the pin. The Revo axle, this stub here is steel, and then you see the little pin here. Well, it converts over to plastic. So this is steel, and this is all plastic, plastic. It's all plastic here. And this one here, it's steel all the way inside here, and it's like a CV joint inside here, and it's all steel components on the inside, and then obviously a much stronger way of retaining the whole setup right here also. So there's guys parting out brand new trucks on eBay, and that's where I got these Summit axles from. And so this all comes as a set, but check it out. So these are shorter than these, and the Summit actually has a locking differential which is wider than the Revo, and that's why the Summit runs short axles on one side of the truck. So, but no problem. I also picked up a set of long axle tubes. See the part number on there. And then I pulled all the hardware out of here, out of the short ones, and then converted it into the long axle tubes. So these cost me like about $8 with the shipping. So what that means, if I do have an axle problem now, which is getting to be really rare, it's going to cost me like $4 to fix it, because I can reuse the steel hardware, and it's highly unlikely that I'm going to break anything in here before I break the plastic parts. So I really like this setup. It makes a lot more sense than that Revo stuff. But I'm just going to show you the difference. So you can see the ends look quite a bit different. And when I first saw the Summit axle versus the Revo, I was just, well, gee, is the bearing even going to fit? And sure enough, it's a perfect fit and a perfect length. So this is the only axle where I actually snapped the tube in half. So the tube itself seems to be pretty durable in actual use conditions. So I made a video a while back called Revo with a blown rear diff. Well, when I went to do the repair, it turns out it wasn't the differential at all. It was the drive shaft from the transmission to the rear differential. So that was the problem there. And so yeah, so this one's got like, 20 hours of driving time. So I'm okay with that too. See, the thing is, I don't mind the plastic drive shaft idea if it holds out and I can put some reasonable amount of time into driving without having to fix, because that plastic, the whole plastic idea, it's kind of like a cushion for the rest of the drive line. Hey, so I also put in that long travel rocker setup. So this is right around the same time that I did the axles, and I thought, well, this is going to be a pretty good test, because they're getting a lot more angle in them now too. But it seems to all take it in stride. It doesn't seem to be a big deal. And but what I find is it's a lot in the way I drive it too. I've got maybe a total of 20 hours into this machine, maybe 5 with the Summit axles, and a lot of it has to do, if I'm heavy on the power in the middle of a crash, or if I'm heavy on the power coming off of a jump, where the tire gets big speed and then it hits the ground. Like these are the times when axles break. Like I can give this thing all the power it can possibly take and flip this thing right over on its back, with under normal conditions, and even the Revo axles don't break. But it's just the crashing and the landing. Hey, so when I was a kid, I had a Team Associated RC10, and that's a 2-wheel drive off-road buggy, electric. And so I'm kind of going full circle here now. I've got 2 in the box here that need some work. So yeah, I like this stuff.